shit. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Bitch, it's the big dog coming. It's the big dog, nigga, you can't step in my yard. I ain't running with no pack, cause all you niggas is fraud. And I don't trust a fucking soul, so I keep up a guard. But I ain't saying that I'm a saint, cause bitch, my name ain't Bernard. Big shark, motherfucker, you can't swim in my water. That little house you living in ain't cost more than my charter. Just for me to go to Legoland and just be a father. Spend some time with the kids before I get back to this slaughter. Nigga, cold-blooded. I'm so rugged. I hate calling good women bitches, but these hoes love it. And I'm so bloody. I'm from where it's hella muddy.
Dealt with King Renzo Roadblock. You already know. Little Rock, Arkansas. You already know we gonna community tab, and then we also gonna drop the link below, nigga. You already know what time it is, man. It's the 100 Mob, and you already know we standing on Ben Naeem, man. Straight up and down. Now, we want to talk about the Bang Man, and we want to talk about all of the controversy with the new album. You understand? Creature music. You understand what I'm talking about? Because for real creatures that creep, you understand what I'm talking about? And it's being receptive. You understand what I'm talking about? So you already know it's moving right now. Now, with everything that's going on with Fredo Bang and him moving through the industry the way he doing, you know what I'm saying? Now, you would say that his rival is on tour and at the height of his career, and Fredo Bang is now putting out new music. And like I said, it's been receptive. We seen the track listing. We seen he put G Money and Boulevard Quick on this album. He really didn't focus on nobody. You see what I'm saying? So he put the real G Money and he put Boulevard Quick up here. So you already know what it is. Now, wow, we heard Boulevard Quick verse, and it was an amazing verse. You know what I'm saying? He came in quick fashion. You understand? And G Money, we heard him on the album and stuff like that. And we see why Fredo Bang did that. You know what I'm saying? You know, his, you know what I mean? We would say, you know, demise date just passed. You understand what I'm saying? Which was September 10th. You know what I mean? So it's like everybody got to rep how they gonna rep. And he, you know he gonna rep it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like all of the fans sitting back waiting what Fredo was gonna say up on the album and what type of wordplay he was gonna use, what type of, you know what I'm saying, diversity he was gonna use, you know what I'm saying? And just like what type of artistry he was gonna bring. Because like I said, Fredo just don't focus on one thing. So G Money mama came out the woodwork saying she put this out there. And, you know, she got a lawyer out here, man. And, you know, I think it's directed to the Bang Man, allegedly, from what the comments and from what everybody else is saying. Because of him using G Money voice up on the album and using G Money up on the album as well. And you know what I'm saying? And I think it's been, you know, talks through the wind about Lil Herc. We done did videos up on Lil Herc and how Lil Yoshi probably messed with him and stuff like that. But, you know, after G Money left, you know what I'm saying, you know, niggas won't getting down with Lil Herc. Even when Theezy had, you know what I mean, words with Lil Herc, you know what I mean, it came out and said something about it because niggas was tired of all of the yip-yapping and stuff throughout BR. So when we talk about it, we talking about a timeline that we following with this whole G Money thing, man, and his family just ain't rocking with TBG, bro. And they really felt like, you know, that was the reason why his demise happened. Now, when it first happened, Boulevard Re-Up name came up, and a lot of niggas' names came up, you know what I'm saying, Nino, you know what I'm saying? We done already did videos on all this. We don't have to really revisit it. But at the end of the day, Fredo Bang, he been moving how he moving and been trying to get clarity and trying to show respect to G Money family as far as by not saying nothing and really saying what he really may be thinking because of the simple fact that that was his homeboy. So he let them ride with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bang Man usually don't come out and usually just say stuff about, you know what I mean, somebody's family unless they ops if you really look at it. So it's like when you look at what G Money Mama is saying, it's because she's really hurt and she's really confused about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Surrounding Fredo Bang being locked up and then surprised, you know what I mean, you know, sneaks up on her son, you know what I'm saying, that night at the studio, you know what I'm saying? He was told to stay inside BR, you know what I'm saying, and he was in BR waiting, not told to stay in BR, but rather he was in BR waiting on Fredo to get out, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people been talking about Fredo, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice G Money and all that a long time ago when they say you ever had to send a hit from a jail phone when he said that and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, people gonna say G Money, you know what I'm saying? Some people would say, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say his name or whatever the case may be, but like it's a lot of rumors surrounding Fredo Bang inside BR, and around the time when G Money had left. So it's like even though Fredo was locked up, Fredo still came home and rose to prominence, and people think it's because it's off of G Money name. Even though he done made hit after hit on his own and made his own fan base, and you know he don't be mentioning G Money up on every song. You know what I'm saying? So he don't clout chase. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then he pays tributes and stuff like that because he was a real, you know what I mean, problem when we talk about inside BR music. G Money was supposed to be spearheading the whole TBG. This is why NBA YoungBoy couldn't really get his shot and stuff in, and you know really flourish to where he was supposed to be at the time because of how things was going. So it's like when we look at how G Money Mama feels, she really felt like, you know what I mean, he left because he trusted somebody that he shouldn't have trusted, and you know she said she gonna take it to the grave, bro. And it's like we really need to hear who she feel like, you know, he trusted so much. You know what I'm saying? You know, because like I said, people say it's Be Real Studio, but you know, word through the wind from what I was told, you know, the day that G Money left was when, you know, Be Real actually got handed over the lease and got it signed over to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how could it be all just, you know what I'm saying, you know, on one person, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, people didn't really know what was going on because everybody knew where the studio on Dallas Drive was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lot of sayings and a lot of surrounding things. And, you know, maybe the family and Fredo just haven't talked yet. And that's the reason why it's going how it's going. But it will get better, man. I hope so. But with all this being said, man, you know what I'm saying? It's good that he did put G Money up on the album. And it's good that he put Boulevard Quick up on the album. And it's good that he's still rapping, man. Because without Fredo, you know what I'm saying, he'll still be where he is, you know what I'm saying, which is a BR legend. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, Fredo Bang really put G Money nationwide anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a give or take. If he getting all the clout off of G Money name and repping G Money, then you got to say on the other end that he also, you know what I mean, is the reason why G Money is known so much. You know what I'm saying? And you got to say to this day, because yeah, you're going to say NBA YoungBoy and all that. No. You know what I'm saying? It's really Fredo Bang that really been pushing his name and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying when we talking about pushing his name. You know what I mean? So y'all think about that, man. It's the 100 Mile. Drop them comments, man. We up out of here, man. You already know what time it is with me, C-Line.